So it is November 4th. Yesterday was election day. I did a mail-in ballot, so obviously that's not like I wasn't standing in line waiting. Tissue. Yeah, tissue. My nose is running because it's starting to get colder out. But yeah, election day was yesterday. And the states are still counting their votes right now. I'd love to say that I'm not worried and that I believe in democracy to give us the result that the most people want. Because that's ultimately the goal of democracy, is that the people decide. But the thing is, 4 years ago, Hillary Clinton won the popular vote. And she didn't win the electoral vote. So like 9 million people more than voted for Trump voted for her. So there's very little for me to like trust about the democratic system in America. And in any case, even if Biden wins, there's still so much work to be done that it's kind of like irrelevant, like on an executive level, because he's going to be maybe less harmful than Trump, less aggressively harmful than Trump, but he's also not going to be helpful, and ultimately is still going to be harming people, but without the massive backlash, I think, of Trump, and without the oi, where did you go? Without the protest that's necessary for actual change in the country, because like power is never given freely, right? You always have to take it. It always is something that has to be taken. It's not freely given. And right now people don't have the power, and they haven't really for a long time. I'm not gonna say exactly when, but by allowing organizations like super PACs and special interest groups to donate to political campaigns, to the point that they could just pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to representatives to vote in the interest of those corporations versus the interest of the people. I think democracy is kind of lost at that point, because that's no longer the people making the decisions. That's really corporations making the decisions. And of course, the Electoral College operates on kind of a really outdated system that doesn't reflect the current population. Like, when the Electoral College was designed, yeah, sure, it worked for, the 13 colonies or whatever, but it's not something that's gonna work for a country with millions and millions of people, and like 40 million people in California. It's a lot more than I think the founding fathers could have ever predicted. There's just a lot, there's a lot going on. I checked my mail-in ballot this morning and it was received, but I honestly don't have much hope for the future or for America in general. Historically speaking, we're at a very important crossroads. especially with the pandemic at the same time. It's very much similar to other states, other countries. When I say states, I mean countries who have had like revolutions or major government changes or overthrows because high unemployment, massive dissatisfaction with the, oh my god, I just closed it on the top of my lipstick. Mass dissatisfaction with the political system, wages not matching inflation, but the difference is there's an internet aspect now. People are talking to each other more than they've ever talked to each other before, and that's, you know, that's hopeful. I'm worried. Yeah, I'm worried, but I'm less worried for myself than I am for everyone else. You know, I have a visa to leave the country in just a few months, and I hope that's, you know, I don't think it could change fast enough for my visa to be invalidated before December, but well, I suppose it could. But mostly I'm worried about all of the people that I leave behind. You know, I'm worried about all of my friends who are people of color in America. I'm worried about all of my friends who are trans and gay and undocumented. You know, people that are going to be most vulnerable in this climate. That isn't going to change. Or if it does change, it's going to change in a bad way. Yeah. But at this very second, I can't really do much about it. I can just wait for the votes to come back, vote count, continue donating and helping organizations that support marginalized communities, volunteer, try to lift people up as they leave, because can hopefully, once I leave the country, you know, I'm a white woman, and once I leave America, hopefully I'll be leaving an empty space that can be taken by a person of color or a marginalized person who deserves the benefits that I have. And that's all I can do at the moment, sadly. It's scary. It's scary to be in a so-called democracy but not have the power that a democracy should bring. It's a little lower than usual, but I have to do this way because I have a big band-aid on my forehead. So I don't know exactly why I'm making this video. Just as an acknowledgement at this point in time, I suppose. And how not feeling panicked. Like, I didn't think that I would feel panicked. It's hard to wrap my head around something so large and lengthy as a massive political change in the United States. But this calmness is not a result of like peace. It's just a result of like the final stage of grief and just giving up. Accepting that America isn't what I was told it was when I was little. And America isn't the democracy that it claims to be. And that even if all the votes are counted and the Democratic candidate wins, it's still not going to be the huge change that everyone's been waiting for and wants. I just wanted to make a video about my